Student, so our life will always be exactly whatever our thoughts are, whether on this plane or the plane that we go to when we leave here. Ramtha, that is correct. That is why I am teaching you how to become more unlimited in your thought processes, for the more unlimited your thinking becomes, the more unlimited your life shall become, wherever you are. The greater the heaven you create here within your own kingdom of thought and emotion, the greater the heaven you will experience when you leave this plane or, if you choose, when you return here. Those whose thoughts are steeped in guilt, judgment of self and others, and bitterness and hatred toward their brothers will leave this plane only to continue to experience those attitudes until they learn from them, until they have had their gut full of them and realize that there are grander ways to be in greater heavens to experience. Student, you say there are 7 planes. Could you describe what the other planes are, especially the 7th? Ramtha, this plane that you are upon is the first plane, the plane of 3-dimensional perception. This is the plane where entities gain the understanding of God in the form called matter. And it is a great mastery to live here, for you must enter this plane through the birth processes and survive the limitations and instincts of flesh. Upon this plane, all levels of consciousness understanding exist, for this is the plane of what is termed expressive God or 91. Ramtha, the White Book. The plane of demonstration. It is the plane where you can demonstrate and witness consciousness in the material form in order to expand your emotional understanding. And I wish you to know that this place of yours called Earth is only one of innumerable places where an entity can experience and express through an embodiment upon the plane of demonstration. The second plane is the plane of those who are experiencing for their understanding pain, remorse, and guilt. The plane of the third is called the plane of power. That is the plane where one seeks to control and enslave others not through copulation or physical means, for they do not have that, but through what is termed mind thoughts, trying to get all to see their point of view. The fourth is the plane of love. All on this plane love deeply, but, unfortunately, they cannot express that deepness. Thus they are living a light-level existence in which they are experiencing great love but without the ability to express that love. The fifth plane is called paradise. It is the first plane that has the enrapturement of what is called the golden light. Imagine a light that is like the light from your sun, but it is golden. On the fifth plane, that color envelops all things, and yet all things retain the vividness of their unique colors. And there is no night, only the golden light. In music, wondrous music is heard, for the light that envelops all things vibrates at the tone of its color in a wondrous harmonic movement. This harmonic movement is the breath of life there, not air. Thus on the plane of paradise, one breathes sound and music and lives in light. You know, on your plane, the first plane, there are those who have understood and mastered copulation, pain, and power, and they have brought love into an expressed reality. And they have accomplished it rather easily here. Mastery of the 6th and 7th levels of understanding is not as easily accomplished on the plane of demonstration because those understandings are beyond demonstration. But those who live on the first plane and who love, who express their love outwardly through words and deeds and actions, and desire for their life to be lived through love when they pass from this plane, they go to the 5th and 92. Life after life. On the plane of paradise, there are entities who are billions of years old who have found paradise to be such a wonderful place that they do not realize there is yet more to come. On the 5th plane you have the power to express and manifest your love. And whatsoever you desire in the moment, so it will come to pass. If a fisherman, a lover of fish, is desirous to have fish, he will go to a lake that will be before him. The lake will be surrounded with tall cypresses, poplars, and whatever else he loves. If he loves the lake as it appears in autumn, the poplars will become the color of cinnamon and the cypresses will remain in the depths of their emeraldness. And when he sits down to cast his line for fish, if he desires a cool breeze, there will come a cool breeze blowing gently across the lake. And when the entity casts a feeble and humble worm into the center of the wondrous lake and imagines what he desires to catch, behold, he will catch it. Then he takes the fish which are like the fish on this plane back to the home of his dreams and he consumes them, for that makes him happy, for he loves what he has done. entities there cannot imagine a place being greater than that one. That is why it is called paradise. And it is a difficult plane to achieve for those who have not realized and expressed love. Once one has expressed upon the fifth plane for a while, he will eventually question the essence of the light that envelops all things and why he has deserved to be there. Many do not question why they deserve to be in paradise, they merely accept it. But eventually he will ponder whence come the light and the music. Then he will begin to see a splendid life force energy that has an equalness, an equality with the light, with the flora, with the fishes, with the lake, with the poplars in their cinnamon color of autumn. And he will begin to contemplate the equalness of all these things. When he has done so, he will begin to see that no thing is separate, that all things are in a flow of oneness. When he begins to see that, when he takes all the love that has been understood and realized through the expression of it and begins to contemplate the oneness of all things, all entities, then he will advance to the sixth plane of understanding. 93. Ramtha, the White Book. The sixth plane of heaven is beyond words, for words cannot describe how you who believe yourself to be separate from the plant and the wind and the one who sits next to you can be completely at one with something, yet unique and separate from that which you are at one with. But the plane of the sixth is the door to the seventh, for whatever one perceives and knows to be a reality, he will always become completely. So when one sees only God in a oneness and lives in that sphere of oneness, he will become that which he sees and lives with. And the superlativeness and suprameness of that becoming are the seventh heaven. The door to that heaven is the sixth plane of understanding, which is seeing what you become, pure God, pure reason, pure thought, pure life, pure light, the substance and basis of the totality of all that is. Now the seventh, imagine a brilliance that is greater than brilliance, and the evolving core of the brilliance is of a hue of such color that the color no longer has brilliance but is in a state of emitting brilliance. In the core of that brilliance there are flashes of such wonderment. And the sea that the core is in is moving and expanding and rolling upward. And as the core rolls upward, the brilliance of the core emits a spectacular light review. And as the light review goes off into the perimeters of the brilliance, the core continues to evolve to be. That which reaches out of the core is you. That which is called you who reaches out of the core to add to the spectacularness of the brilliance is one who has contemplated the thought of the core and has become it in a unique form analogue. You who have contemplated the core and become it have now become the platform from which all life springs forth, for what comes forth from the emission of the core into brilliance is thought. And from the thought that you have become in an ongoing, unique form, you will feed and nurture and expand the consciousness of all life. Very poor be my words, for the vision must go beyond the bounds of space, time, and measure beyond the limitation of speech into an emotional understanding. But I assure you, 94. Master, as you evolve and expand your understanding moment to moment, step by step, realization upon realization, your vista will become ever more expansive until your emotion encompasses all that is. And that is when you will be joy. That is the seventh plane. That is God. That is where all in the eventuality will come to be. Student, I would like to know why people come back to this plane. Ramtha, there are as many reasons, Master, as there are entities upon this plane. But most entities keep coming back to this plane because they have lived many lives here and this is familiar to them, this is home to them. It is their roots, as it were. And when they leave here, they leave behind many entities with whom they have great emotional attachments, which may arise from guilt or hate, as well as love. So when they pass this plane, their attachment to this place and to other entities creates an emotional tie that draws them back here life after life after life. Then there are those adventurers who go to many other places to experience there and then bring their understanding and experiences back to this plane. And there